Shane, first question for you. Was there like a moment in your life where you knew you wanted to make music a full-time career thing?
Probably birth, right around then. I have three older brothers and two of them played. So we were always jamming together. We were raised by a psychologist and a painter in the woods, and we had no chance of being normal ever. So we just jammed in the basement and ended up skipping my high school graduation to play a rock and roll show with them. I was playing drums at that time.
I've seen that picture. That's a hilarious story. One thing we really appreciate at City Sessions, and I know Bike Rack appreciates as well, and Ozark Collective, is just original music. Mm-hmm. A lot of places you can go and hear covers and just kind of, sit in a bar. What does it mean? What does it mean to you to create original music? Like, what's the biggest challenge of that, I guess?
I think just capturing it when it happens, because songs usually arrive, written, hello, I'm here, please record me, at the most inconvenient times. It's 4 a.m, you're trying to fall asleep in a tree, and this song is hey, write me. So, I don't know, it's just strange when this inspiration hits you, and it's rarely a convenient time, but it's almost every day. So, it's cool. I have a little tape recorder I got in 8th grade, and just record an idea when it comes to me. And a much more modern, easy solution, I have a smartphone now. It's pretty revolutionizing. But just be driving or walking or whatever I'm doing and just record the little idea. And then later when I'm going to record an album, I just pull out all the memos. And I have a couple hundred, and every year I make one album and put together 10 songs that make sense. So then I just sort through all those and say, oh, these 10 make sense together. So... yeah.
So kind of on the flip side of that, creating original music also means kind of bearing your soul to an audience. How much does an audience and their participation in your show how much does that actually, affect how you feel coming out of a show or a tour or anything?
Yeah, I don't know. There are a lot of times when you sing a song with an audience and people far away in a different corner of the world, and you have a great time. And it feels meaningful, but a lot of times you don't even know the same words. I guess a glaring example of that, we were making a music video in Bangkok, and the director of the music video, after the shoot, after working together for a couple days, quoted one of the lines of the song wrong to me. And I was huh. On one hand, it's wow, you don't get what I was trying to say. And then on the other hand, you have people who, a year later have translated the lyrics and say, oh, this is cool and it makes sense. So, you can connect over a sound and experience and being together, or maybe you, take a word and you hear it and it means something to you. But I think there's a lot to the connection in the audience. It's a really special thing to be in a lot of places.
So this might be really you probably have a really good story about this, playing for so many people who don't speak English, know your culture. What is one of the more interesting, weird, just batshit crazy kind of situations you've been in a live show?
Well, the technical term for batshit is guano. So one of the guano craziest shows I've ever played. I have a brother who lives in Uganda, and I wanted to go visit him, and I wanted to go on tour at the same time. So I was he had some of my CDs. I was can you find me any promoters or connections there? And he gave my CD to someone, who gave it to someone, who gave it to someone who's in the Royal Kingdom of Busoga. And Uganda is divided into 4 royal kingdoms. And they ended up inviting me to go sing at their kingdom-wide celebration of New Year's Eve last year. And so it's midnight, it's a stadium full of people. The stage is massive and guarded by machine guns. The king rolls in with his motorcade and machine gun guarding him. Tons of people have been playing since 6 p.m. They're hyping it up. It's right after midnight then. The fireworks are going off. They're doing this speech and they're and now Shane Palko! And so me and my brother go out there with an acoustic guitar and a cajon and just play in a stadium full of people that can't barely see, and it's such a beautiful experience. And yeah, there's something really special about that. They invited us to make a song for the kingdom that we gave as a gift, and it's turning into a wild and crazy series of events.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here tonight, and thank you for sharing your original music with us. Well, enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us. You could be anywhere in the world, and it's great to be right here. And I heard people saying they like to hear stories behind songs. I could tell lots of those if you want. This song is called Big Big Joke, and the band we were opening for when I skipped my high school graduation was friends with Jimmy Eat World, so I was really cool. I had Jimmy Eat World's album before it was out. I was listening to it for the first time driving in my little Hyundai, driving through Wilmington, Delaware, and it was icy. I don't know if you know about ice here, but crashed into the guardrail and just like smashed the side of my car. And then the next line on this song that no one in the world had heard yet was, "Collision makes such an ugly sound." Dang it, Jimmy Eat World. It's called Big Big Joke. This has to be a big, big joke. This has to be a big, big joke. Thinking over the words you spoke. This has to be a big, big joke. While the world was turning, he was watching the news. While the world was burning, he was shining his shoes. He changed the radio station after he crashed his car. Then he danced all night long in the wreckage of a broken heart. Broken heart. This has to be a big, big joke. This has to be a big, big joke. Thinking over the words you spoke. This has to be a big, big joke. While the world was turning, he was watching the news. While the world was burning, he was shining his shoes. He changed the radio station after he crashed his car. Then he danced all night long in the wreckage of a broken heart. Broken heart. was shining his shoes. He changed the radio station after he crashed his car. Then he danced all night long in the wreckage of a broken heart. Broken heart. Broken heart. Thank you. Cup and cup.